Hello, everyone. Yeah, I am Adam of Geekheim. Hello again. And that over there
Sci-Fi Christina.
is my lovely
wife. Are you pointing right?
Yeah. I'm not even a broken clock. I'm right once in 804 tries. All right. Let's see. How do we know if we're live everywhere? I'll bet you
we're live on YouTube's.
We are?
Yep.
I don't think we're live on Twitch. That's sad, isn't it?
I don't know if they got my hello, but I don't hear anything.
Oh, hey, something's different. No, it still says hosting Night Attack. That's sad.
Right.
Anyway, well, no, not anyway. We got to make sure that we're going out. Hey, we're going out live. Yay. And YouTube, you said you saw something?
Yep, we're on YouTube.
Oh, man.
What?
I'm nothing. You don't know anything. Because you don't.
I know nothing.
Have audio up. Why?
Yep, you went out on Twitch. I got my notification. Notification.
It's this app still says that I'm not going live. Who cares? Anyway, hello. Sorry. We'll get back into the swing of things. Hey, Mom's here.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Babcha. So hold on, I have a button for this.
There's a button for that.
There is a button for this.
I don't have any of the new DLCs.
What just happened?
I don't have any of the new DLCs.
I love Tilly so
I don't
much.
have any of the new DLCs.
And I loved that scene so much.
Holy cow.
And the episode was just like that. Like the very end of the episode, we really did just kind of turn to each other like, what just happened?
Yeah, I mean, like big time what just happened.
Yes.
So do we want to start on that scene? Do we want to what do we want to talk about?
I don't know. Do we not have structure anymore?
No, not tonight. We don't have
cool.
We don't have structure.
So we're just gonna bounce around talking until we're tired.
Yeah, we might have a black alert maybe. And we definitely have a black alert segment where we're because there's too much not to not talk about.
Not to not talk about. I liked it.
Anyway.
So yeah, I guess like an overview, because of course, warning spoilers.
Yes.
The episode entitled Red Angel centered around their attempt to trap the Red Angel, which very early in the episode they were like, "Hey, it's Burnham."
And totally, yeah, because that. But see, that would have more spoilers and jumping ahead, but not really. But that for the few minutes there, for like the half hour, 45 minutes, whatever it was, I was pissed off because if it really ended up being Burnham, I was gonna be not pleased.
I don't understand
why I wouldn't have been
that
pleased. File
was like, this is your bio scan thing down to your neuro bio scan down to the, you know. I
have a theory on why her bioscan was there, because the machine needed her bioscan to be able to lock onto her to know where she is when she comes through. So that is what the mom was using to tell the suit where to go find.
Okay.
How to scan for it and find.
Because I mean that still makes sense. Like Ariam saying it was always all about you, like that. I could see that as a mom. Like yes, it was just always about my kid. So everything was I'm moving everything.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
If I don't keep in contact with the desk, I can not shake everything when I move and talk with my hands like I do.
It's right. I've decided I'm going to mount all the cameras on the roof, on the ceiling. I mean,
the roof. Except for when.
Goodbye, everyone. Like,
I'm sorry.
She's dry, and that's what you get for having
I'm not
seeds.
Dry. I've got seed bits all stuck in my mouth.
Oh, nice seed bits.
Seed bits. They're pumpkin seed bits. They're very tasty. So yes, very quickly they're like, "This is you, Burnham." But then at the end of the very, very end, the woman who comes tumbling out is apparently Michael's mom.
The woman who comes tumbling out.
Well, she comes like folding out of the suit, which apparently looks like it's made of nanotech because it like the Iron Man,
yeah,
the newest
like
Iron Man
up
suit,
and let her out.
It like opened up and like let her out.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So everything revolves around Michael, and it had to do something with her.
Well, I mean, you know, it didn't have to. Oh, look, you're black and white now. It's like an old-timey movie.
Ah. Now I'm sepia.
Well,
No,
you're
now I
sepia
look
over
good.
there, but anyway.
You look a little white. You should go more yellow now.
What? But this is how I look. I'm sickly and
No, you're
fat.
not. Stop. So, so.
Oh, look at you go. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm a flare. I am a lens flare. So they had this. They decided to make this whole trap to trap who they thought was Burnham, and Spock and her came up with the plan that whenever she is in, I'm in Dorian now.
I'm so happy. Oh, before I stopped it when you were purple.
Oh yeah.
We're purple.
Oh my god.
There
Oh
we go.
my god. I'm in like the Willy Wonka movie, the original one of the 70s.
All right. I'll be good now. Sorry.
Anyway.
Make it tougher to talk. I apologize.
So anyway, Spock and Burnham had decided to make this trap, and when they figured out that whenever Burnham had been in trouble, that's when the Red Angel would appear.
Bzzz.
Burnham or someone that she loved.
Are you just doing a recap now, or are we talking about things?
Now I'm kind of doing a quick recap.
Okay.
Just so that we can like.
Apologies.
Sorry.
I will stop interrupting.
I don't know what the buzz was.
No, well, the buzz was something I want to talk about, and I was like wrong, but it's good. Continue.
Okay. And so they decided to put Burnham in danger by, and they ended up on this planet where this Project Daedalus, which apparently is the Red Angel suit, and apparently was a Section 31 project. Because, you know, let's wait until now to say that. Had been tested, and so it had like all this power that they could use to create the trap that they needed, and it also had a carbon monoxide atmosphere, which I thought at first I was like, wow, cool, carbon monoxide, actually they're gonna open those doors and then she'll just fall asleep dead.
Oh yeah.
And then like except
no.
for there's these like metal particulates in it, so it's basically gonna feel like you're inhaling metal shards and then you die. It's like, oh, that's a bummer.
We're not. You're just doing a recap.
Just doing a recap. So they do that, and she dies, and then the Red Angel appears, and then they trap her, and the Red Angel saves her, and the woman comes tumbling out of the suit, and it's Burnham's mom, and so dun dun dun. And I tried a lot after the second time we watched it. I don't know. You had gone to bed, and I went back, and I tried to find the episode where we saw the flashback of her parents. And I couldn't, like, it's not in like episode 1 or 2. It's
No.
somewhere farther in.
Yeah, and plus they could somewhere recast that because.
Well, yeah, but I was just wondering, so
Yeah.
I went back to, and I kind of wanted to watch that scene again, but I have not found it yet. So yeah, very interesting. Burnham had quite the emotional roller coaster. There was a lot of up and down for her.
Yeah, that was it was a
lot
rough
of down. It was a rough episode for her though. Like it's like, hey, you're the Red Angel.
Yeah.
And hey, Section 31 was the one who actually created the Red Angel suit. And hey, your parents actually worked on the Project Daedalus. And hey, the section and Captain Leland, yeah. I was trying to think of our
Oh.
Leland.
Jenkins.
Captain
Sorry,
Leland,
that's our own little meme.
was in charge of that and had told them to go to the place where the supernova was going to happen, and so that's when, and then didn't cover up the tracks of the time crystal, but good enough, and the Klingons caught up with them and killed them, and that's why they were dead. And you're gonna go and die, and it's gonna be painful, and yeah like it was quite the episode for her. So I think with all of that serious, like the scene with Emperor Georgiou and Stamets and Tilly and Culber was very much needed.
Yeah.
Because
Like, I don't have any of the
holy
DLCs.
moly, it was
Yeah, we're
ridiculous.
just doing recap.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
Oh, we're done.
Yeah,
recap?
I got to the end of the episode, and so that's why I said all of that heaviness ended up with that scene, and I brought us back to it because we.
Oh,
were
look
talking
at
about it
you!
soon.
You know how to weave a story these days.
I kind of do.
Yeah, nice.
Just depite.
Despite my inability to speak.
Despite my inability to use words.
Nice. All right. So yeah, so that scene, yes, we laughed uproariously at it. But we're not affected by comedy in that vein, being straight and like we are. And I'm auguring around to the LGBTQ community that some of the people didn't like that, because once again the evil villain was bisexual, and like the funny aspect, the comedy of the episode had to come at things going on between the gay characters and the bisexual characters, and was another reason in there. But if it makes them feel any better, we just thought it was funny. At least I did.
That's not gonna make anyone feel any better.
No, but
I mean, I guess I should have read some of the comments that you were seeing about it, because
of course non-binary sexualities are more accepted in the evil universe.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, so here, like, they were calling our universe binary, just like, you know, straight and gay. At least we got that going for us now. We accept gayness, but not the plethora of sexualities that are out there.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. I guess we don't see a lot of other relationships. So we've only seen the binary ones, a gay relationship and a straight relationship.
Yeah, there, I mean,
and yeah, I understand what they're saying. I think any situation can be made funny when someone is making someone else feel uncomfortable. If they're doing it, I mean, she's a malicious-ish character.
Oh yeah, totally.
So I guess I don't read into it as a pansexual character would only have been tolerated in the Terran Empire, the evil empire. I just think that's they made the Stamets of the other world that way because that made this Stamets more uncomfortable.
I'll bet you the Stamets of the other world just did for the Emperor whatever the Emperor wanted.
That too, but then again, that's making like a bisexual evil woman, like making the evil person bisexual to fit a plot of making everyone uncomfortable. Like I guess I kind of understand what they're saying there. But in the context of our characters, I think it worked very well because Stamets was talking about work, like he was engineering and figuring and solving a problem and blah blah blah, and wherever this Emperor goes, she causes unrest because everyone on Discovery knows who she is.
And she likes it.
And she likes it. And she leans into it because she has that malicious side. Although we're seeing her...
a way unmalicious side of her.
Yeah, like we're seeing something else from her. Like she's either learning to appreciate the Federation or she has a genuine appreciation of Burnham and has, as she looks like she really has feelings. And I don't know if it's feelings that she's conflating with the one that she knew in her, like her Burnham, or if she had just kind of like in her mind adopted this one because she's here and she's not going back to the Terran Empire. I mean, there's a lot of that, I think, that might be mixing up in her, but her base nature, like her first however many years was spent in the Terran Empire and then was the Emperor. Like she's kind of evil, and now she's having this change and growth like everyone on the show does. So, the whole sequence of, Tilly starting to run at the mouth and the Emperor just being like, shh. And and talking about having uncomfortable men around her, and you learn to enjoy it. Like, she's just being evil, and so she really leaned into that. But I mean, it culminated. Like, I love Tilly's last line, but it culminated for me when she walked up to him and called him puppy, and and Culber looked right at her. I was like, "Did you just?"
Yeah.
That was definitely.
That was
I
that was
enjoyed
good
it.
stuff. I still don't understand why Culber was wearing just a regular old suit the whole episode.
Yes, stone casual.
But I mean, it looked like they just got a suit, like someone screwed up and didn't make him a costume for that week.
They're like,
I mean, it was just like,
can you just wear your best suit?
Yeah. Hey Hugh, you look good today. Why don't you just get out there and they wouldn't call him Hugh. Call him Wilson.
Yes.
Wilson. Sorry.
So that was an enjoyable scene.
Yeah. So harking back to one thing about Tilly, I still see tons of people complaining that Tilly is this show's Wesley Crusher. And I still don't know if it's the fact that I'm 30 years older or a gender swap or whatever, but I don't really see that aside from the fact that she's really smart. But what I do love is I love seeing her uncomfortable. But because
she's so good at it.
She's so good at it.
Her mouth just starts moving and she can't stop it.
Yeah, but between that scene and between how she had to come into that meeting at the beginning and be like, Michael, I got some news. It's yeah, you're kind of the angel. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, and she sometimes she starts, going and talking, and Saru will sometimes have to like rein her in. And I kind of enjoy that. I kind of enjoy it because she has so much other stuff going for her. And it's one of those characters that I can see being an awesome captain in, 20 years.
Yeah, but she's got to get some of that running at the mouth figured out.
Absolutely. And she will.
Hopefully.
But then, like, it's one of those characters that I can see growing and being really, really successful. But it just, like, this is her beginnings. And she's, learning how to be accepted and be, praised. Because I mean, it sounds like she had a real complicated relationship with her mother.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe part of it is the fact that they gave her, part of it being the fact I don't see her as a Wesley Crusher because they gave her some faults and some problems. Whereas early Wesley Crusher, he was perfect in every way. There was never anything wrong with him or anything. Like, he was picture perfect. He was the smartest and saving the ship when no one else could and all. And so they show her with some faults and all. It wasn't until way later when Wesley did the Culver starburst or whatever it was that he was starting to become interesting, where he wasn't perfect all the time.
Yeah, I don't think I ever read him as being perfect all the time. I mean,
You didn't? He was super goody Miss Two Shoes, and I mean, but then again, most of that show was.
Yeah, you also understand I watched it more from a child's perspective.
Let's not start this mess.
You were
because I don't need that. One of my coworkers today, like, I was talking about 9/11, and he was like, I was 5 when that happened. And I was like, oh. But anyway, so yeah, hold on, let's get over to our show notes. So yeah, so I just want to mention that about Tilly. Yeah, I do. So remember Buzz before? Bzz.
Yeah.
That was when you were talking about that Spock figured out that Burnham was a variant thing or something along those lines. I just remember that. But I still don't think she was, solely because of their trip to Kaminar. The Red Angel sent them to Kaminar, and I don't think that, even though, like, we spoke about it, and that yes, Saru is super important to her, it's not like the fact that, I mean, they were depleting her oxygen in the thing and she didn't show up. So she should have, the Red Angel would have showed up if there was a serious problem going on with her, and not simply like she had to be dead. if she was gonna show, if the Red Angel was gonna show up to Kaminar.
The Red Angel showed up to Kaminar because they were about to wipe out the entirety of Saru's race.
That's so.
If that had happened, do you know what would have happened to Michael Burnham? She would have lost her mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Saru was safe on Discovery.
No.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. No, he wasn't. Saru saw the Red Angel because he was on the ship
right.
of the
All right.
whatever the other species is. No, that would have been a giant turning point, especially because of Michael's, emotional how did Spock say it? That's in line with her emotional profile.
How she has to fix everything.
How she takes on the burden of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like she truly has that feeling of and if something like that had happened to her closest, companions, entire race, like that, I think the weight of that guilt that she would have taken on would have crushed her. I think that would have been.
So then this is necessarily more evidence that the signals are not something the Red Angel's doing, because the signal is what brought them there in the first place. Had the signal never gone off, they would have never gone to Kaminar. The Baul
Right.
would have never found out that there was a loose Saruian.
Well, I think they knew he was loose. But
yeah, but they weren't.
They wouldn't have tried to get him back. Like they weren't. Yeah. They weren't looking for him throughout the cosmos.
Yeah. So then the signals must be separate from the Red Angel. Like Spock's inquiry during the thing was like, we're just assuming that the signals are a thing.
And the Red Angel.
And then they went back, like after they found out that she was the Red Angel, they went back and they started assigning that. Like, yeah, the Red Angel is just trying to get the Starfleet's attention and they're leading us to stuff. But if she had never done that, then they would have never.
Okay.
And also, no one ever knew about that. So I'll backtrack that thought. I was thinking about Jet Reno. But it's like, why?
Well, hey, look at that stuff.
I still want to know what kind of role Jet Reno is going to play in the rest of this season, because
yeah, she does have at least another.
She's got to do something more important than what she's done so far, unless she's the one that did introduce the AI, like we talked about before privately.
Yeah, I think that's a real good
possibility
that
we talked off air about the fact that Jet Reno's little cleaning crew guys, the what'd you call them, the babies, the kids, yeah, those are where the AI spawned from initially, maybe, I don't know. And hey, Alexandra's back.
Hey!
The encounter with the living sphere starts Saru's evolutionary process. Yeah. But that was separate from any of the Red Angel signals, or what we're attributing to the Red Angel signals, right? I think. Yeah. But they did that, and Saru knew that his people were being betrayed in some way by the Baul, but he still wasn't at that point going to go to Kaminar and do anything about it.
Not at that.
No,
that
I thought that was going to
be.
Yeah,
I did too. But I think that so we have to assume that the Red Angel is doing all of this because she's from the future. So she has all the future knowledge.
But she's from the past.
Yes.
She just traveled to the future.
Yes, because she can. It's time.
I only work in space.
I only
like
work
Kirk
in the
would
future.
say. I just start
Iowa.
To rejigger your picture because you were leaning to the other side and you lean back the other way.
I can't get comfortable.
You can't.
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
All right.
I think I might be here for a few. Here in this position.
Oh,
for a few minutes. Yeah. So I
hope we're gonna be here for like 30 more years. I still think that
this is a related things related to Burnham. If we're playing, the $25,000 pyramid.
It's 6 degrees of Michael Burnham.
but it's not even 6. It's like first degree is Michael Burnham. I think that Saru's evolutionary change was going to spark him to need to return to Kaminar and, you know, mix some things up. And I think that whoever made the signal...
I added the sound effects for you. And now she's yawning.
I can't. I don't know. So whoever made the signal kind of jump-started that encounter.
Whoever made the signal.
Yeah, so if it's the Red Angel, yeah, the Red Burst. If it's
specifically,
the Red Angel,
we're talking about the one in Kaminar?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm reading that.
You know, jump-started that encounter so that maybe he had the right support. Like, maybe he does go back later, and it doesn't go well for him. He gets trapped, and then everyone's killed. Or maybe he goes back, and he just gets trapped and killed. And you know, like, he didn't contaminate his sister, or you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whatever happened, it was horrific enough that the Red Angel wanted to change the outcome.
Okay. Because
it related to Michael Burnham. And I assume that no matter what, they wipe out, like, enough people that it or him that would have made Michael inconsolable.
Right. In the YouTube room there, Alexandra mentions, hello again, by the way. You say the encounter with the sphere is in no way related to the signals, and that the future control needed the AI info from the sphere. So that's a good... The future control did need the AIs from the sphere, but it still hasn't gotten that yet. But I don't understand how it hasn't gotten it, because I don't understand how that data didn't get into control already. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't have uploaded all that control.
Yeah, I think the way they described their use of control is that the admirals would feed the information to it kind of on an as needed basis.
See, you said that before, and I can't understand that.
I'm not saying that would make sense, but I also would hope that, I don't know. I don't know, because like this whole thing about control is a little wonky. It was almost like they kind of already knew that maybe putting all of that information in one place, but they also, I think, were still kind of parsing the information for the future. So instead of just like data dumping it into control, they were going to like feed it in as they, you know, categorized it and got it, like, so that they would, at least it would be in there in some sort of organization. I don't know. Or maybe they needed to expand Control's memory. Like, maybe they needed a few more sticks of RAM. Who knows? Because the paradox with the sphere and AI information is that, and it really didn't look like the sphere had anything to do with the signals or the Red Angel, because it looked like the sphere just grabbed Discovery out of warp.
Yeah,
like it was dying and it was like, and it went and grabbed Discovery. Now, is that a coincidence, or is it part of a bigger plan? Is the sphere the one that had set the signals up? I mean, I don't know, because like the order of operations for that was the sphere grabbed them, downloaded all of its information into them, and then.
But the signals were appearing after the fact too. There was a signal after that.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, the sphere could have made all the signals appear. It had been everywhere. It's like 100,000 years old. Like, it could have set the signals up, is what I'm saying. So did the sphere do that? So it grabs Discovery, downloads information, and dies. It kicks off Saru's evolutionary thing. And then they go to Kaminar because there's a signal there. He, you know, makes all of his people go through their Vahai?
Oh God, what just happened to your picture?
I don't know. Don't pay attention.
Yeah.
And then there's a weird time thing. And they send a probe into it. The probe comes back to them from the future, infected with this AI. It then reads their databanks and sees the information about the sphere, and that information needs to get to Control so that probe can still, like, that's like where the paradox is. The probe was the future AI, was controlled by the future AI. It was the control from the future. It came back into the past.
Mm-hmm.
read Discovery's, this was the place that this information needs to get to control, planted everything into Discovery to take over Arium so that they would bring all the AI information to Control so the Control could become the AI of the future, and around we go.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Well, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
I don't know if it makes sense. No, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. Huh?
You said the Yellow Angel.
Yeah, because your camera all blew out.
Yeah.
But all right, so I want to step back for a second there.
Sure.
The Telosians showed us the image in Spock's brain, and those ships, they look like just giant probes that like opened up and shot smaller probes.
Yeah.
So it all looked probe based. So yeah. I still think that the AI was in that probe. Like the foundations of the AI was in that probe,
and when they shot it into the time rift, it got into the future,
or it got way into the past, which is still where I think the Discovery was in the short trek. That was the 1,000 years for Discovery that let it go and do its own AI thing. No one's folding that in yet.
No, but it's got to be now. Like, there's time travel. This thing has to be... There's time travel and artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. There's too much going on this season.
Maybe they'll find their Discovery. Oh, my God!
Oh, no. She thinks she figured it out.
That's it!
What?
That is it!
No, it's not.
That's what happens to the spore drive. Discovery gets thrown way into the past. That's why we don't have the spore drive. That's how this is going to end.
No.
Yes.
No.
They're going to find somewhere in the next couple episodes. They're going to find what's his face.
Oh, him?
Yeah. No, did he get off? He left, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. What?
He left the Discovery.
The one that danced with the AI?
Yeah.
Yes, he left. The Discovery set up a shuttle for him and let him go.
Okay, and let him go. Well, they'll find the Discovery with that AI on it.
Okay.
That advanced AI.
When are they going to find it?
Somewhere.
In the present?
Yes, in the present.
And
when does this, Spaceballs? When is this happening? Now. When will then be now?
Soon.
Yes, in the next couple of episodes, they'll find that Discovery, and they'll be like, what is going to happen, and how can we avoid it? But they're not going to be able to avoid it, because that's how this time travel works. It's got to keep happening.
Okay.
And that's what will happen to Discovery at the end.
All right. Cool. So,
but I don't know what will happen to season.
So, all right. Let me ask you another question then.
Yeah.
So we seem to have segued into Black Alert.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. It just like that.
Yeah.
Thinking about that short trek sparked, the article that we read about how everyone kept talking that this season was.
Oh, we're gonna go there now. Hold on. Wait. No. I want to step back for a second. Why did the Red Angel save those people in that church before World War III?
Why did the Red Angel save those people in that church before?
From New Eden episode?
Maybe that was a test case.
You think she's gonna be so worried about the Saru species getting wiped out that she would go and dick around with the lives of a couple dozen people?
Maybe she went back and saved them because she knew they had to be saved.
Why did they have to be saved?
Because Burnham encountered them on that planet.
Because the guy that they got the video recording from is a relative of Michael Burnham?
Well, how could that be a relative of Michael Burnham?
Because it's a relative of Michael Burnham that's not like in the direct ascendancy.
Oh, okay.
Of Michael Burnham.
Okay.
But maybe not. Maybe it's just because it was a sciencey black guy.
I mean.
Oh, WS2 Bernard level confusion. This now. Hold on.
WS2.
Something season 2 Bernard. White Walker? West Wing? Oh man, I should get this reference.
I know.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Who's Bernard? Was Bernard in Lost? But that's not Lost.
Two W's.
She'll tell us, and we're gonna feel a bit dumb.
I know. You're gonna have to tell us, Alexandra.
Or maybe we'll feel great because it's something that we haven't watched. All right, no, we can't get derailed. She'll tell us, and we'll feel bad, and we'll mock ourselves more. Okay, so now we're going to. There was an article. I should have it already in
Westworld.
Westworld. Oh,
yeah, we didn't watch season 2.
Oh yeah, we didn't.
I'll probably watch season 2 when we get HBO
Bernard.
Now.
I knew Bernard was somewhere.
Yeah, when we get HBO Now for Game of Thrones in a month, less than a month.
Yeah. Oh.
I'll probably go and watch season 2 then, but I didn't watch it when it came out because we only buy HBO for a few months.
Yeah. Well,
for a short amount of time.
We have to pick and choose.
Yeah.
And
I love season 1. He wasn't a big fan, but I did enjoy it. So I would like to see what they do with season 2.
I'm not saying
totally
it was bad, and I can see people liking it, but it took my brain a little bit too. Yeah, you need the brain. What was I about to say? I can't even remember. It was going to be somewhere, and it was going to be good.
We read an article.
Yeah, we read an article. There is an article. And watch this. I'm going to hit a button over here, and that article is going to pop right up on our screen. Whee! At PaleyFest, Star Trek Discovery Cast says Season 2's unexpected ending will change everything. Won't change your ability to smack a microphone. He's tagline for Season 2 is this now, and that's all. Yeah, okay. All right, cool.
That makes sense.
yeah. With all the weirdness with time stuff that was going on in that one, like how they told the story.
Yeah.
All right, so there was this article at TrekCore. If I were smart, I would have dropped the link in the doobly-doo. Oh, hold on. I can drop the link right here in chat. Bam. So that way people that are watching this later, because it's going to be in high demand, can see that everyone on the show is saying, oh my God, the way the season ends. Oh my God, this changes everything. Oh my God, it's going to be so sad. And it's like, okay, well, what does that mean? So what do you think that means, honey? Look how happy he looks there. Look. I like seeing him just happy. Plan to sync up with canon.
Yes.
So what does that mean, honey? Tell us.
Well, Anson Mount will definitely be leaving, which I'm very sad for.
Well, yeah, but that's... People were complaining about canon before this season.
Yes. They were complaining about where was the spore drive? We never saw that.
Klingons had hair.
Well, they have hair again.
Spock never had a sister.
Spock never had a sister.
That was a big main complaint.
Yeah.
So,
do you think that they'll like completely reboot Discovery?
Yep.
You think so?
I think so.
You think they're wiping everyone out? It'll be like Tilly. Well, Culber is definitely going to be in the next one.
Yeah. They don't need to wipe They don't need to wipe.
Do you think this is Burnham's end?
Anyone out?
Oh.
They could. The easy way is to kill off Michael Burnham. Which would, but kill off Michael Burnham
in a way that removes her from the timeline.
Yeah, kill off Michael Burnham back when the Klingons attacked.
Okay,
like she figures out a way to try and save her parents, but in trying to save her parents, she gets herself killed in the past. And so
would that change everything? Like the Klingon War doesn't happen, the spore drive doesn't get used that way. His research stays in the academic world.
Yeah. But then that would mean that Stamets wouldn't be on the show. Because I wouldn't see how they could get Stamets on the show.
Does something else? I don't know.
Ooh, no. He would, but I mean,
does that mean Stamets and Culber are married?
Ooh. Oh, that is sad.
That would be sad.
Be self-defeating to erase them from the timeline. Also, it's a big insult to those that actually enjoy the show. Yes, I agree that we don't want to do it, which is why I think that they're going to go with option number 2 in my weird options that I'm throwing out there. Option number 2 is that they do find a way to save her parents, Burnham's parents, so that Burnham never has to go live with Spock. So that relationship never happens, but most of everything else can really happen.
Okay.
And so there can be that war. I don't know really if the war was canon or not, but because I refuse to do that much of a deep dive. But they could let all that happen. Something happens with Spore Drive going away, but the main thing is Michael Burnham and Spock are never a thing.
Yeah.
So there's that. It was all a dream kind of an ending, will only please the haters, not the fans.
Yeah, I don't like it was all a dream type endings. That definitely does kind of that erases like the journey that was gone on. But resetting the timeline to what is canon might, I don't know, that it might make sense. And I don't know if I would hate that. I think I'd be sad, especially because Burnham and Spock are really, I think, you know, reestablishing that brother-sister relationship that they obviously had when they were children. And I think that would be sad if they never knew each other.
It would be sad, and it would be weird for the way things are right now, assuming that the all sentient life in the Alpha Quadrant doesn't get destroyed by this AI. It seems odd to me that as things are going now, that Spock would never have mentioned Michael Burnham. Especially when like the Cybok thing came up.
Yeah, that's right, because Cybok was a half brother.
Right. So the best option I think of maybe that, and I said this before to you, that for some reason, like Michael Burnham and Spock needs to not know about Michael Burnham. I can't really put all the pieces together, but the Telosians remove Michael Burnham's any memory of Michael Burnham from Spock. And that keeps our timeline, everything the same. The only thing that does is remove Michael Burnham out of Spock's head so that he never like mentions her, or and no one else is going to mention her, kind of thing. So lots of stuff here. Since Georgiou will be part of season 31 spinoff, past events have to still exist. Yes, I did think of that one. And so that I'm just throwing out wild theories. This is all we did last season. But they insisted from the beginning that this is the prime timeline. Yes. Well,
and Spock will become the Spock we know, which getting rid of Michael Burnham from his head will help him to become the Spock.
Well, like, you know, I just threw out 3 different possibilities of things. But I mean, we do.
This is still the prime timeline, and
this is still the prime timeline, but it could be a subset off of the prime timeline.
Yeah, it still could be like, it's not Vulcan being destroyed level of like shoot off of timeline. Like, we're talking like little things, which of course have major ripples if you want to get into a big timeline discussion. But in the thoughts of like what we have seen in the future in canon and what we know of our show now and our characters, Burnham changing some of her decisions, I think, would have a positive ripple on making this prime timeline align up more with how it should end, how it should, go forward. So that's like, I can definitely see that her decisions are like, this whole show has been about her and her decisions and her ability to, take on the guilt of everything is something that has, informed all of her decisions. And I went back and rewatched part of the first and second episode again, and like,
watch the last 2 minutes of the second episode. That ended so weird for me that I thought when they had that trial for her and everything was shrouded in darkness. It was like they transformed the Admiralty to the Klingon chamber there from Undiscovered Country.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. But yes, I hope they don't just erase all the events like it never happened.
Like I still like I till my last dying day, I will still not understand why they saddled her with the starting of the Klingon War, other than the fact that she killed the torchbearer.
They PR wise, the Federation did it because they needed someone to blame.
And that like so
someone to be able to point to as to why all this went wrong, why they got their asses handed to them at the Battle of Binary Stars, why they weren't prepared for this contact.
Okay.
And Michael Burnham is the type of person that is, put that on my shoulders.
She was
because
perfectly willing to take that
right.
on.
So that they've definitely driven that part home.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. So you have people in this article that spawned all this discussion for us, how this was going to end. You have Ethan Peck saying, when Kurtzman first told me about how the season ended, I was like in tears. I just had chills. Doug Jones said, as I read the final script for season 2, my jaw dropped and I'm dumbfounded with where we're headed. And Wilson Cruz blandly says, expect the unexpected.
I know. I was like, it's Discovery. Yeah. The last episode was unexpected. It was unexpected that in the first 5 minutes they were going to go, hey, Burnham, you're the Red Angel. Like, that was unexpected. I thought that was going to drag on for at least another episode or two.
Anyone uttering the lines, did you just call me Poppy in Star Trek was
that
unexpected.
Was unexpected. Yeah, Alexandra said they can't just erase all the events like it never happened. I don't think they'll do that. If they do, that'll be a major disappointment. Yeah.
And they will lose a ton of the fans.
I love this show, and I think that it is quintessential Star Trek, no matter what all the other fan boys or whatever I have a problem with. Boys. I mean, I think that even last season, this season even more so, but even last season, like they still encapsulated. This season
more so, but still last season.
But still last season, they encapsulated what they have always represented the Federation as being. That they had the same, muscles and heart that Star Trek always has. So no, I wouldn't want all of the events, an entire season and a half or events to not have happened. But Michael Burnham is kind of the big. I think everything else, and the spore drive, those are the two I think that everyone's like, where was the spore drive and why Spock never mentioned Michael Burnham? I think if they can answer those two questions in a satisfactory way, but not have negated that like all of this stuff happened, like people don't remember it happening. Mm-hmm. Because like Tilly did a lot of growth. Like these people, these characters have become who they are because of their relationship with Michael Burnham. That's the other thing, is that everyone that they have shown has had some sort of like, because Tilly and Michael have become great friends. Michael was actually the one who was starting to mentor her to get her ready for the candidacy program. Okay, yeah. Saru and Michael are like brother and sister. Mm-hmm. And I think the episode with Ariam really showed that she was impacting other crew members as well. Ariam thought of her as a friend, and even Detmer has come around to forgive her and not be harboring ill will, and especially now that she's erased her cybernetics. I think that a loss of her would hit everyone very deeply, but it also would change who they were if she was erased.
Yes, I do understand what you're saying, and the fact that she's our main character for the show, I can side with that a lot more. All right, so in all this discussion, I'm going to throw something in there, and you're going to say it doesn't mean anything, and it's not Tilly's mole. But I still think that that Tilly's mole that the actress had removed still has something to do with this. I wouldn't put it past them to make her have cosmetic surgery for the point of the show and created a whole separate person. Why did they... Oh, hold on. Since Section 31 is heavily involved with current events, everything will be classified so Spock can't talk about it.
Including his sister? Well, like all the way down to the, like, I grew up with the...
He already never mentioned having a half-brother. So,
I mean, he does play everything close to the vest. Future Spock definitely is a very close.
and he doesn't lie when he doesn't have need to. But, well, this would be him lying, but for orders. He follows orders, definitely. Yeah, all right, maybe. Yeah, all right. There's something as simple as that. All right.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone, Spock. Well, okay. Oh, shit. She's still alive. Oh, no. That can't be Amanda. I don't know.
Was she alive on the
Oh, yeah,
on the original series?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Derek just outlived her.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
okay.
got another human.
And then got another human wife. Well, you know.
You got to type.
Yeah.
Were you about to do a riff on once you go human?
Yeah, but I couldn't possibly find a word that would rhyme.
It's like trying to find a rhyme for orange. All right. So now my thing that I'm going to throw out here is a question that I honestly have consternated about and can't possibly come up with anything is why did they recast Ariam?
I don't know, but I'm more on board with you when she walked out on the damn bridge.
Yeah, that the actress that used
to play
Ariam's
spot.
Yes.
And I was like, what's happening?
Now, you did mention that maybe they, before the season started, decided that Ariam had to die and that maybe that actress had a longer term contract.
Yeah.
But then if she did, they could have killed Ariam, and in like season 3, they could have introduced her as someone else. Because that's essentially what they did now. The fact that they chose to introduce her during the thing, during the season, and have her there makes it important in some way. I think.
Okay. I mean, you can think that. It can be just down to business, where her contract wasn't about, like, length. It could have been, like, number of visibility. Like, we saw her in certain scenes. Like, she may have had to have been on screen so many times during this season. Like, so I don't know if it could be something as mundane as business, but it is odd that that character was recast to be killed and that the original actress is still on the show and is now at her spot.
Yeah.
Like, it was introduced as being her replacement. I was like, all right, now it's too weird. I was so, like, dismissive of everything right up until she walked on this thing. I was like, what?
I was like, oh.
That was weird.
It was weird. Yeah, so there's something there. I just haven't figured out yet what it is, or at least come up with preposterous plans. You know, I feel like maybe I liked season 1 better because their mysteries were a little bit like I know that I had a firm grasp on them, and these ones just could be anywhere.
Yeah, I by this point in the season last time, because we knew a solid couple of weeks, like we knew in our theories that who Vogue was, the Tyler Vogue thing. We knew we were going to the mirror universe.
Yeah,
we knew Lorca was back and from the mirror.
But
like,
see, we knew
there were a lot of things that we knew that were not explicitly told to us before then. Like, they were clued in, but that people were still like, this is still conjecture. So
well,
it could be something different.
Frakes did give it up early last season that the mirror universe
yeah,
was going to be in some way.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So Frakes is really failing us at spilling beans.
Spilling beans, yeah.
They got his 2 episodes out of the way early this season.
This mystery is definitely different too. I mean, it's it's so, like, there's time travel and we didn't even know that. Like, that's the cool thing, is that they kept things really low key. Like, in the beginning it was just, and I think I like that, it was just like, there are these signals that have appeared.
Yeah.
You've been tasked to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And like, there was nothing. It was like a blank slate. And so I kind of like that. Like, that's how a real investigation would have gone on. Like, something big. And Section 31 knew more. So they were probably informing Starfleet that, like, this has to be a priority. You know, these things, like, they were probably, like, upping the hype of how much needed to be assigned, like how many resources and stuff needed to be assigned. Getting Captain Pike onto the Discovery, like, they needed a more seasoned commander. Like, I think all those things probably happened for a reason. But they really did keep it, like, very I don't know.
Yeah, see, this season we're trying to figure out the mysteries along with the crew. The first season they had no idea.
They had no idea it was a mystery. Yeah, that is true.
Either of them.
They just thought we gotta win this war. Like
Yeah.
that was, they all thought we were just fighting a war.
Uh-oh. There we go. All right. So we have gone all right, Alexandra, and any cool theories you want to postulate that you haven't yet, and that we talked about? And yeah, she mentioned that Kirk and McCoy in the original series, they knew that the Vulcan ambassador was coming on the ship, and they didn't know the Vulcan ambassador was Spock's parents until he had already landed and those doors were about to open. And he was about to come through, and it was like, and it might have even been after they came through, and like Amanda might have said son or something like that. Yeah, so
Yeah,
he does not talk much.
Spock.
Yeah, but yeah,
Especially, look, I can totally see if nothing, physically in the timeline gets changed. I can totally see if something heartbreaking happens or that he just buries it. Something that had triggered a very big emotion reaction in him. I could see him just being like, and we're just gonna put that down. And
who does that? Who pushes
logic.
down their emotions? They need to talk about them and vent them. And
when you're Vulcan, logic all the way.
wait, I was making the joke about but I'm not Vulcan. I'm not wearing these headphones for any particular reason. I am weird. Anywho, oh, hold on. I never went to the. I can't push that button now. Well, no, it was the shot for that camera up there. I set up a different shot, but we'll practice with that a little bit more. Oh, that's right. All right. So, was there anything that you wanted to talk about that we have not talked about yet, my dear?
So.
Oh boy.
I feel like I missed it both times we watched, but when they were down on the planet getting ready for the experiment, the trap.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about that.
Oliver went over to Stamets to say something, right?
Yes, he did.
And did Stamets reply with, "It's not the right time," and then follow it up with, "I don't know when it will ever be the right time"?
I don't know if there will ever be a right time.
Okay.
Yeah, that
seemed a little extreme. Although maybe it's just because he's hurting. And Colbert hurt him. He's just like retreating into that shell.
But I didn't read what he said as he was angry at him. Just that like everything's so fucked up and more like I'm lost.
Ship, there may never be the right time.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was an olive leaf from Colbert, like his talk with Admiral Cornwall made him reevaluate,
whose talk with Cornwall?
Colbert's.
Colbert. Oh yeah.
Yeah, made him start to like connect the feelings that he's having.
He definitely left that discussion like you saw him have a moment of like, oh yeah, I got something to think about now.
Yeah. So I'm hopeful. But of course now it's gonna ping pong back and forth. Like Stamets was hurt, but he had. I
don't think they'll ping pong it too much. I
don't think so either. Like that's kind of what I like about that relationship so far, that they don't make it overly dramatic. I like that about the show in general. I will say this over and over again because I love it. I love that it doesn't draw out.
Yeah.
They don't have. I don't think that they'll go back and forth between like one being open to talking and one being standoffish, and then it's flipping when something happens, and then like going back and forth. I think that they will meet together. I just think Stamets is in a shutdown mode because a big deal is happening, and he compartmentalizes well, and he was hurt because he was so open and so gushing and so happy and thankful, like all of those things.
And he's not normally that way.
He's not normally that way, so I think like the wound was very big, and he's trying to manage.
And also, he was probably shook by thinking of all the sex that he missed out on in the mirror universe.
The Terror in the Mirror Universe.
Yeah. Alexandra in our chat there mentioned that for season 3, she thinks they're going to get lost in the future for a while. Mentioned that earlier up in the thread.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And sure, I sure, definitely, I see that happen. And
I don't know, but where? In
if
the
anything,
future?
I could see them getting lost like way in the past, and like somehow the people figure out a way to get themselves back to the present.
But the Discovery has to stay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely something where 1,000 years where the Discovery is doing its thing.
Yeah, and that AI evolves.
Yeah. And there's tons of people that are trying to say that the descendants of New Eden are the ones that populate whatever confederation of people the guy from the Discovery short
Oh wow.
was from, and I'm like, that seems to be a reach. Oh yeah, and I saw this somewhere else too about people saying that Culber is going to be on the Section 31 series with Georgiou, especially given the changes that he's going through. But I'm
not excited for this series.
Well, you can just go somewhere else because I'm excited as hell.
Really?
I don't want Culber on that show because I don't think he fits the type of profile, and I think that Tyler's too goody two shoes for that.
Oh yeah.
But I'll watch the hell out of a Section 31 series with or without Georgiou or anything. Kraft, that's the name of the guy.
That's right.
That
I don't know why.
That's weird. Kraft fell in love with a ship, a craft. Anyway,
I am rarely reserved about new Star Trek, but there's a lot of new Star Trek coming out, and I do love that. But I don't know. Section 31 is the seedy underbelly needed thing to happen, and I understand.
You just don't want to see it.
I think I'm more of a Captain Pike. I don't want to know it's there. I want to try and even though I know hard decisions have to be made, and I know people have to make them, and those people are special, can be, and some of those people are attracted to the power and need to be kept in check. And I guess I see that there's definitely potential for something there. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I can completely.
Yeoh. It's not like I don't want to see more Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah,
and I
want to see her getting one melee every week.
Yeah. I have been evaluating her character this season through that lens of like, all right, she's gonna be on a spinoff, and it's like, I want to just see her being evil all the time, but she's been evolving. So
yeah, she's been evolving big time, unless she's just using everyone.
Yes, I know. Is this a giant manipulation, or is she actually? I mean, she looked genuinely concerned for Burnham.
Yeah,
she walked out there to die.
She did, and Leland, like you said before, looked truly sympathetic and regretful of what he did. But they're both supposed to be vicious liars.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they both have done a very good job.
And now we'll never know about Leland.
They both look, no.
Although some people have said that they saw a flicker in Leland's eye after he had the and I can't talk about that.
I don't think he died. I think that he was dying.
Well, but no, like a light in his eye, like that the thing somehow infected him,
like implanted something in him.
Yeah. And like maybe there's nanotech in him now, and like the next. But see, I think if they were going that route, that he would have walked out of that room in that episode. I don't think they would have waited another episode to show him having been taken over by the program, and it was just easier to fake his voice. But some people. Simply Your Device thinks that he saw that, but then again, he didn't realize it was the same Talos 4. So anyway, oh man, we're all over the place
because this episode was all over the place. Like, it really was. There was so much information coming at Burnham. It was like boom, 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 and like she's angry at Ash, and then they made up, and it was all I'm scared, and I'm scared too, and that was like yay, and then they were down on the planet, and you know, she and Spock are working together, and it's just, there was just so much going on.
Yeah, there was so much, but I have to take a step back for a minute and say that, like, throughout this whole show so far, Michael Burnham hasn't been my favorite character of the show.
Yeah, you have said that before.
I've got plenty of other people that are ahead of her, and I don't really know why. I don't dislike her. I think the actress Sonequa Martin Green does a great job, fine job. Well, no, sorry, yes. Up until this week, I think she did a fine job. But what I'm all getting around to saying is that this week she knocked off my pants. Ew, that didn't sound right.
Your socks?
Yes,
Maybe
socks.
she knocked your socks off?
That's shh.
Nope.
Shh. Oh
Nope.
no. All right, fine. Oh, I'll just take your camera away.
Oh no.
For a little bit. Go ahead, laugh here. I'll kill your mic. Go ahead, get it all out. But no, yeah, this week, because it started off, all right, your mic's back on, so don't say anything too bad.
Okay.
And now you're back in camera.
Hi.
But yeah, this week it started off with her finding out she was the Red Angel, and she gave a nice reaction to that. And then what was the next? There was some other big thing before Leland. Before she had her talk with Leland, and the talk with Leland, like you saw her face change like 3 or 4 different times.
Oh man, all the emotions
as she got through to
all of the emotions. It was beautiful because she went through the like, I've been carrying this guilt around for all this time, and my parents really weren't who I thought they were, and you got them killed. Like, it was so glorious, that whole like
the first emotion I saw in her was she reverted to like a little kid, because she was like, they didn't tell me that. Like it was weird to see. Like she didn't really say it that way, but but she said it in a way,
and I had to like, girl, you were a child.
but yeah, like it was like she reverted to that, and then she went through, and it was like, oh, my parents didn't have the thing, and then it was like, oh, I have something to foist my anger on.
Yeah, right in front of me.
Yeah.
Boom.
Alexandra is talking in the room again some more. Did you see the Trek Movie YouTube channel, Ethan Peck brief interview? I didn't see that one, but that article I had up before was from Paley Fest. So I did see some of that. I will go look for that interview soon. Give me hope that we'll see him again in the future. Though we didn't confirm or deny him. Well,
yeah, I also did notice his buns in that suit.
Man.
Well, he was walking away.
We are not sexual objects. Should we have titled this episode Spock's Butt, since we already had an episode Spock's Brain?
Nah. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, derailed.
Yeah. Oh no, Sonequa Martin Green. No. We get back to her, because yeah, I mean the amount of fluid she got coming out of her face too. She had the tears. Yeah. She had the clear snot coming through. She had like one little thing, a spittle thing. It looked like she had coming through there. That was good, and I was appreciative of the fact that Leland, like, took his punches. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take that."
Yeah, he was like. Yeah.
I was both happy and disappointed that the writing was good enough to avoid the "and this is for me" line that like wasn't said out there, and like wasn't a boot to the face that might have killed him.
Yeah.
But and then they followed that up with her one-on-one with Spock in the sparring room, and when he accepted her apology, as she turned and you just saw her exhale, and there was just so much relief in that. She looked
physically relieved, like he had lifted a weight.
Yeah.
And it looked like she was surprised to find how relieved, because, and this is, again, the writing and the acting on this show combined to, I think, really represent real people, because that is something like some people carry around the burden of guilt, and they do it knowingly, or they do, and are constantly seeking forgiveness or seeking this, and she doesn't do that. She carries it around.
Sorry, I had to move her mic. It was getting a little weird.
And just, puts it somewhere like, this is just mine to have, and it just is going to live there. And so, she's been trying to help Spock, and is constantly analyzing him and psychoanalyzing him, and trying to get him to to, you know, open up, and he, like a, you know, typical brother, you know, shot back about her and, you know, her, you know, shortcomings, and it was, I mean, it's a great relationship between two great minds, like the real precise way they can just strike, boom, and then like annihilate each other. And she genuinely looks surprised that he's saying, I don't think this needs to be said, but I accept your apology. And she was like, wow, I think it did need to be said, because now I feel better. Like, it just, like, that whole, her face emotes so much. And it's
well,
so...
she definitely knew she wanted it, but I don't think she thought she was ever going to get it.
Yes. Or I definitely, there was a bit of surprise in the relief.
Yeah.
I think the character that they have built in her is very well balanced and well rounded, because they show her strong, they show her vulnerable, they show her, you know, sad, they show her every once in a while happy, because she is more of a serious character, although as things have progressed and things have gotten better, and, you know, the she became more of a part of the crew last season, and this season she has more happy than brooding. But the scene with her and Tyler, because often we have seen we've seen plans like this. I'm gonna put myself in great danger, and it may go wrong, and I may die, and
but whatever.
I'm gonna march in there bravely and do this thing. And rarely do you see a character go through I am effing scared. And so
I don't think we've ever seen that in a Star Trek.
Rarely,
before.
you not in a Star Trek, and not in a lot of actiony movies. And I think that is something that is good to communicate. And not only was she scared, Ash Tyler didn't say it's going to be okay. You know, I'm going to be there. I'm going to protect you. He said, yeah, so am I. Yeah. And that, I think, was incredibly mature and an incredibly good look at, you know, real emotions.
Yeah, but there's also a balance of like, was that the right thing to say to her at that time? Like, maybe she didn't, I don't know. I'm thinking of myself in Tyler's position and what I would say to you if something like this had to happen. And I would be too busy trying to think of, does she need me to be strong for her and like show her that I'm being, and will that help her in some way? Or should I be honest with her and tell her I've already thought about the 85,000 ways you're going to die, even before you get down to the planet? Am I going to be like me and say, wait, why can't we just give you a drug that'll kill you painlessly? Why do we have to open the thing and make it painful?
Yeah, like, why couldn't we give you some sort of filter so that the particulates didn't get breathed in, but that
we could have left the oxygen on and just gave you a shot. They gotta have something easy to kill someone with at that day and age. That's painless. Well, no, they had to come up with something that they could revive her from, but I mean, come on. And there was something else too in that I was thinking of that I couldn't come up with. What'd she say now? Alexandra, save me from my disgust.
She said that the writers made a good point with that. It's easier to handle guilt than grief, and that is 100%
true. Yeah.
Humans avoid handling grief all the time.
Push it down, baby.
I mean, and they will replace it with whatever. And so she's much much easier.
I'm talking about myself.
She was one who would handle guilt. She was able to package that up and put it on her shelf much easier than grief. Grief is like a big cesspool, and it's like, oh, I can't package anything.
Tries to KonMari that shit, and she's like, nope, this brings me joy. Oddly enough,
cesspool of grief. Ching!
Yep, it's all good. Oh man, there was still one other thing in there that thought of. Damn it, too many thoughts while we're going. But oh yeah, and I love how, like, like I didn't even put it together until we were a little bit into the Spock having pulled a weapon, but about how Spock and Burnham had decided it's like, hey, whatever happens, you can't let them out to save me.
Yep.
That was pretty good. And it made the line before that make more sense, where Spock had said,
oh yeah,
you know, if this doesn't go well,
yeah, he is definitely going to be tried. Yeah, I really did enjoy how well they were working together. I mean, they had a really good rapport. And I feel like they've had it since she asked him if he thought the beard was working. That was that was really definitely the like, yeah, you guys spent some time as brothers.
I killed your camera for a second there.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't kill your mic though.
Oh no.
It's all good. Yeah, so I really did enjoy that line. Woo! Oh, on the floor. All right, we're back. Yeah, so I did enjoy that Spockism there. I was like, well, but I mean, everyone's agreed to this plan. That didn't make too much sense. All right, we're moving on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, really, why didn't they just give her a shot of something? I mean, still harken back to the problem that they let her work on the trap when they were trying to catch her, and wouldn't she have known? I hate time travel sometimes. Why can't we just do it in a nonchalant fashion like in Doctor Who, where it's like, wibbly wobbly? that explanation, and I'm fine with everything. All right, whatever.
Yeah, well, the explanation of we're not explaining anything is fine. It just does. And when they need it to be a fixed point and it can't be changed and we can't ever go there again, fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's wibbly wobbly. But no, in a tech-driven show like this, it's like, I need to know. So yeah. I am going to hope that in the next episode we will find out why
what?
It had to be her dying.
Yeah. Yeah, because that doesn't make any sense either, because if she was from the future, they could have gotten all the logs and everything and known when everything happened. So
yeah, I know. That's the thing. But maybe it had something to do with like that, having the brain scan, and
yeah, maybe they were
maybe
far
she's
enough.
Got some kind of monitor on her. But again, like they could have just killed her. They could have just done something simple.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. But maybe they no. I was gonna say maybe they didn't have records because the AI had wiped out everything. But then it's like, well, then how would they know where to go anyway? Then they needed to find the records, because theoretically at that point in that timeline they like entered her time and location of death. So then the angel knew where to go. I guess I'd be like, oh no! All right, well that means that we've got to wrap this show up.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a level of I think I can look past. Level of detail until I can be like,
You have the YouTube channel up over there?
Yeah.
Do you look like pinkish red? Because I don't understand why
I look yellow.
You look yellow?
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. What color is my wife in this video right now?
Comment down below.
We already got Yellow Angel from before, but yeah,
I'm yellow orange. Oh, and there I go yawning. And now it's gonna make me yawning.
Oh no, it's a vicious cycle. Don't flip that over.
Yawning.
All right, so this week, are we going to see the pivotal 3-mother scene with Burnham's biological mom, Amanda, and Georgiou?
Ooh.
Is it going to happen?
I don't know.
Michael Burnham walks into that meeting and is like, "Fuck this."
Is Amanda going to show up? I mean, why would she need to?
It's because Adam wants to see this scene.
True.
And I mean,
assume she's back at home with Sarek still being a little PO'd at her.
It wasn't until right then. Damn.
What?
I was gonna make a comment where I was like, and I'm not even trying to bring mirror universe pansexuality into it, but then I thought of it and I'm like, well, now I am.
Boo.
But anyway, what you gonna do when you're a dirty old man? So. All right, yeah. So we got 14 different theories at least that we lined up. This one, Alexandra in our chat added 2 or 3. It's ridiculous, and all of it.
It's fun.
It's fun. We looked at each other when this last episode ended, and we were totally like,
the new DLCs.
what just happened? I threw the GIF up there again.
What just happened?
But I mean, we really did. It really did end, and we were like, "Well, that's a thing."
Yeah, there
that
were
really
so many
happened.
things. It was an emotional roller coaster, and then it ended with that, and we were like, "Oh, okay."
Apparently, some of the promo pics, Georgiou and Biomom. I love the sound of that. Biomom. It sounds like a robot from the future. I am Biomom. I am here to change diapers.
Nice.
Look like they're about to cat fight.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh yeah,
I bet.
Yeah, because I'll bet you we're gonna get a whole Burnham's mom that we wouldn't expect. Like she never talked about her too much, but anything, like, you always have that feeling of the young kid's mom, and that, oh, gentle and loving and nice. And
yeah, well, that, and I mean, she had been carrying around guilt of her death, so through that lens, she would never have had a negative thought about them, and now she's gonna have to deal with her. Right now, she has to deal with the fact that they had been technically lying to her, and that, you know, because they were working on. I understand. Kid. I said technically.
Yeah, there's no problem with that. And also in the preview, like, there was that scene of Burnham. It looked like it happened shortly after the end of this episode, where Burnham's laying on the ground and they're inside that same place, and she's telling Pike to destroy that facility.
Yeah, I did look like they were at the same place, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I still hope there will be something similar to Contact. She's not the real Biomom, or a future Michael Burnham. Yeah, I'm worried that it's going to have something to do with the last Star Trek short that hasn't tied in too much, and maybe she's a robot. Maybe she's a robot AI.
Oh.
And she's just been jacking all this up on purpose. Doing all this on purpose, and she's coming back in a robot form of Burnham's mom to throw Burnham off, because she knows that Burnham's the key. It's Harry Mudd. That would be awesome. Oh, I'd love that. Oh boy.
All right.
And if she's indeed her mom, I hope she's Section 31 kind of evil. Oh yeah. Oh, maybe she'll be on the show.
Burnham's mom.
Yeah, Burnham's mom is gonna come on. All right, Alexandra, thank you. Anyone watching this on the replay, thank you. Thursday, I know we've been listening out the last couple Thursdays, but we will definitely be back Thursday with instant reactions, because the way this episode was, it was like, nah, we got to talk. Last week we were just too blown away, but this week we'll be more prepared. She'll still look yellow for some reason, but we'll be prepared. Anyway, thank you everyone, and until next week, bye. Now this time I'm gonna let it go really far, so hopefully we catch some of it.